Understanding what happens. I mean, if Harry brings this book out and it spray guns the royal family all over again, as he did with the Oprah interview, I mean, all hell's going to break loose. And I think it would be very disloyal towards his father, who, from what I'm told, is completely bemused about why his son has turned rogue on it. No, hang on.
So that's what I say to you.
It will succeed. It will be a massive #1 bestseller. That's not my argument. He's got to make his money back by getting out there and flogging it. My point is, he is trashing the very institution and the people at the head of it, which have afforded them the titles, which is the only reason anybody cares about it.
Prince Harry is all set to release his tell-all book, The Spare, and we can already imagine the shock that will come with it. Prince William knows this too, and it appears he's already gearing up to confront his brother over the scandalous book. What is the book all about, and how does Prince William plan to react to it? Stick with us. We have all the deets for you today.
We know there are going to be elements of this book that are going to prove highly controversial for the royal family. Now, I've always been a big defender of Harry and Meghan. I am slightly running out of steam.
Prince Harry is the younger son of the much-beloved Princess Diana and now King of England Charles. Harry has always been a beloved prince, not just to England, but the whole world. He is a philanthropist, and his love for the people reminds people of his mother. There was never another princess quite as loved as Diana after all. Prince Harry left the royal family after 2 years of his marriage, and now he is all set to expose the royal life. It looks like the book is all set to spark controversy, as you can see from the title itself. The title implies that Harry felt like an outsider and a spare part in the royal family, even before his marriage to Meghan. As you can imagine, the royal family is hurt, but most of all, Prince William. A source close to the royal family has said in an interview, William feels that Harry should discuss his issues privately and can't comprehend why he continues to shade his own flesh and blood on TV, a source tells Us Weekly exclusively. Of course, mental health is a serious issue, but William can't get his head around why Harry keeps throwing his family under the bus. The bare minimum mention of his royal lineage in the author's bio of Harry's book may shock many, as there is no mention that he is the son of King Charles III, Britain's reigning monarch. Then comes the name of the memoir. The name of the book is Spare, which is potential reference to Harry's job growing up as the fifth in line to the lofty position, behind his father and more seasoned sibling Prince William. The phrase the heir and spare, which is frequently used to describe William and Harry based on their positions within the line of succession, is where the term spare comes from. With the announcement of the new book, it looks like there will be no way back for Harry. Prince William and King Charles have completely lost trust in the youngest son of the family. There's no way they'll ever trust him after this, the source says. The damage is done.
My point is, he is trashing the very institution and the people at the head of it, which have afforded them the titles, which is the only reason anybody cares about it.
It is an extraordinary gilded cage, which comes with a dump load of privilege.
This isn't the first time that Harry is going to bring the royal family's personal drama into the public eye. Even before this, the scandalous Oprah interview was a shocking revelation of what life had been like for Harry and Meghan as part of the royal family. Harry even considers his father and brother to be trapped in the system with no way out.
How you were trapped?
Trapped within the system, like the rest of my family are. My father and my brother, they are trapped. They don't get to leave. And I have huge compassion for that.
Well, okay, so the impression of the world, maybe it's a false impression, is that for all these years before Meghan, you were living your life as a royal, Prince Harry, the beloved Prince Harry, and that you were enjoying that life. We didn't get the impression that you were feeling trapped in that life.
Enjoying the life because there were photographs of me smiling while I was shaking hands and meeting people. Like, I'm sure you guys have covered some of that. That's a part of the job, that's a part of the role, that's what's expected. No matter who you are in the family, no matter what's going on in your personal life, no matter what's just happened.
But it looks like Prince William has had enough of the slander. A BBC correspondent thinks the royal family must have a quick shock after finding out the title of Harry's new book. After all, it paints the whole royal family as a villain who disregarded and excluded Harry from everything. During the conversation, Meghan said, "I think Harry's book will be more controversial than the Netflix docuseries because the title is searingly honest. I imagine the royals were a bit sad when they heard the name. It's sad that's how he's felt all his life. It's sad, but what can he do about it? She further said, "It's the way the royal family works, but it's also a way quite a lot of families work quite a lot, such as the farming community. In life, it's not as if he didn't have a role. Well, even if it's a common problem for a lot of families, the stakes are exponentially higher when you're literally a prince." To take matters to the public and to publish a whole book on these arguments is a huge deal for the royal family. Some experts even think that Harry's resentment stems not just from his exclusion from important matters, but from the fact that he will never be king, and he knows it. Janny Bond, a BBC royal correspondent, shared her thoughts by saying, "It's just he wasn't going to be king, and I'm not sure he wanted to be that. But clearly he is a wounded man, and he's going to explain the state of his mental health and how he feels his life has gone. I think it will also show that he's found peace now, which is great. People still have great affection for Harry." Some experts think that Harry is doomed thanks to his decision to blast the royal family in public. People have a lot of admiration for the royal family, and Harry's book will be seen as open hostility. The book will not get Harry the support he wants, as he lacks empathy, and it will only tarnish his royal status. About Harry's controversy, a source said, "Also, Harry is not Diana, whereas she had broad public sympathy, the people's princess. Harry has turned his back on us." Prince William thinks the book will ruin everything for the royal family, and seems like all the royal experts and authors agree with him. According to one royal author in an interview, the consequences of this will be far-reaching and maybe highly destructive.
Now primed to come out just before the coronation. What are the effects of that?
What are the effects of it coming out, full stop? I think it's a great mistake. He's doing what his dad did in '94 with Jonathan Dimbleby cooperating. He's doing what his mum did with Andrew Morton in 1992. Why is he bringing out a book? He's obviously got a lot on his chest that he wants to get off. Unfortunately, we saw part one with the Oprah interview, My Truth, in which the late Queen came out with that wonderful one-liner, "Recollections may vary," and I think we'll find a lot in this book where recollections may vary.
Prince William and Harry used to be really close until a few years back, but now things are strained beyond repair. Things took a turn for the worse after Meghan entered the prince's life and the divide between the two brothers grew. Prince William has tried his best to keep private matters under wraps, but there's not a lot he can do now that Prince Harry wants to publish a tell-all book. Previously, Harry had spoken about his struggles in the royal family along with Meghan, and the royal family was not happy about it. The interview with ITV for its documentary, Harry and Meghan, An African Journey, was one of the first public instances that showed Harry and Meghan's struggles as royals. Meghan spoke openly about her struggles as a mother and newlywed in the royal spotlight. ITV's Tom Bradby even questioned Harry on his rift with his brother, and he didn't deny it, saying, "We are certainly on different paths at the moment, but I will always be there for him, as I know he will always be there for me." The interview dominated coverage and took away the spotlight from William and Kate's Pakistan tour. Both of them were very offended by this act and saw it as a deliberate attempt to knock the Cambridges out of the headlines. Prince William had even attempted to salvage his relationship with Harry by setting up a meeting. Harry even agreed to the meeting, but later had a change of heart. Harry wanted to know who William would inform about the meeting and was told that the prince's private secretary would have to be in the know in order to get it on his schedule. Harry was so concerned that William's team would leak the visit to the press that he would rather they did not come than risk it getting into the papers, the source said. Harry might have wanted to keep that meeting under wraps, but other than that, he is adamant on making all the records public. Harry's book is a whole controversy in itself, but even the timing couldn't have been more bizarre. The Queen of England died just 2 months ago, and after decades, the people of England are being ruled by the new Majesty, King Charles. Queen Elizabeth was loved and respected by the people of England, and her death has left the people mournful. Experts say the Buckingham Palace is very concerned, especially since these are the early months of King Charles' reign.
God. And it spray guns the royal family all over again, as he did with the Oprah interview. I mean, all hell's going to break loose. And I think it would be very disloyal towards his father, who, from what I'm told, is completely bemused about why his son has turned rogue on him.
Yeah, well, listen, we had this discussion a few days ago, and I hesitated on the decision. I said there should be reflection. And I himself had a reflection, Piers. I do think that now, given all that's happened in the last 10 days, I think Harry really should be considered about actually sort of ending this story.
Well, it's not an unknown fact that Harry and William's relationship is now at the verge of breaking down completely with this new book coming up. According to William, Prince Harry has done enough tapping on the monarchy to add a layer to memoir to it. The Prince of Wales would be horrified by his brother's general behavior, but also by the upcoming publication of his book. Things have gotten so bad between the brothers that William feels unsafe, even extending a hand toward Harry now, considering Harry is forming a sort of habit of putting private matters in the public. The possibility of a reconciliation this time has reached a point of no return. According to another source, it seems that William wants to reconnect with his brother and at the same time fears that whatever he says to Harry will end up in a Netflix documentary, in an interview with Oprah Winfrey, or even in Harry's memoir to be released next fall. People are angry and upset by Harry turning his back on his family. One Twitter user was so angry, he wrote, "Go away. Prince Harry has lost the collective respect and admiration after he married that fake hag. He's a traitor to his family. He lost his credibility. If I were the king, I'd take away their titles. If Prince William was king, he'd have done that by now already." Others even blame Meghan for the fallout between the brothers, saying, before Meghan walked into Prince Harry's life, he had a good relationship with the royal family and most importantly his brother Prince William. But then everything went downhill. It goes to show you there are kind of people that build up and others that tear down. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, bye.